ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 8 of Unmatched. A lot to talk about. A lot has happened in the last week. Don't worry, this time we got visuals for you. Minor hiccup last time,
Hopefully,
but
hopefully
this
it
is a
records properly.
process. Stick with us. We'll be good. Don't worry about it. Um, First order of business: comment, like, subscribe, hate if you want. Agree with us, but we love interactions. We love banter. We love sports, and that's what sports is about. Um,
Can't
but the
always
first
agree on
order, second
everything.
order of business, yeah, no, exactly. Um, Me and Barry actually had a debate. We had a birthday party last Saturday, uh, and we had a debate. And then even after our last episode, we had a great debate
Yeah.
about Rude Gullit.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
maybe we'll get into that
Yeah.
that's like
uh,
the at
at,
the
at a
end.
at a at a later date. We'll see how much time, but um, I essentially told him, okay, and maybe you know what? I don't even feel comfortable
I don't
saying
even
it.
want to
I'm not
hear
gonna
this
say it.
debate.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
No,
gonna
I
say it.
want to
I'm
hear
not
it
gonna say
now.
it.
I was all the way
No,
in New
no, no.
Brunswick. I had no sports actually.
Nah,
That's all I
I'm,
was watching.
maybe I'll save it for after the
All right,
after
anyway.
Yeah. When he feels more
after the
comfortable, he
episode.
can spread what he's saying.
Yeah, I just because I may be wrong. So like anyways. So second order of business: Stefon Diggs traded from the Buffalo Bills to the
Fear
Houston
sagas is
Texans for
finally
a
over.
second round pick. And the Bills
And
also gave
yeah,
up 2 additional picks, which
Yeah,
I think is crazy.
yeah.
wild.
Um,
And they swallowed
Especially when you look
31
at
mil in dead cap space.
the largest
It's crazy.
dead cap money for a non-quarterback in NFL history, Stephon Diggs. That tells you a lot, right? That tells you a lot about the locker room, the
Yeah.
environment that was being created with a Stephon Diggs there. Obviously, him and Josh Allen were not good, and as much as they tried to make it mesh and make it work and kind of get back to what it was like that first season, didn't work out. It just didn't work out, and they shipped Stephon Diggs off. And good for him. He's on the Texans. They have a
Yeah.
loaded
Nice young
wide
core.
receiver trio. You got
Right.
Nico Collins, you got Tank Dell, you have a Stephon Diggs, you have a John Mechie, right?
You got Dalton
Who
Schultz too, who's a good receiving player.
Dalton Schultz, right? Joe Mixon,
Joe
you
Mixon.
got him in the offseason.
Yeah,
Like their offense is high
Yeah.
powered, man. Like
they're trying to
to
load
me,
up well.
they're the leaders of the AFC South for sure,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Especially
Oh
that
yeah.
Jacksonville really didn't do anything. So it's
No.
And
like,
you lost Calvin Ridley. I
yeah.
know you got Gabe Davis, but
But
Calvin
Gabe
Ridley is a very
Davis has
good
never
receiver,
been like, he's always like that
a number
mystery.
one,
Yeah, but he's like that mystery. Like everyone thinks about him because of the Chiefs playoff game where he went off for like 3 TDs, 200
two
yards.
hundred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like he's never been that since. He's more of just a guy you talk about drops or just disappearing in games. So it's like you spend that money on
And
him.
he's been injured quite a bit. He's been
Yeah,
injured quite a bit, to be fair,
it's like
also.
I don't know. It's definitely
Um,
Houston's division now. Especially you're going to
I
try to go
agree.
for it on Stroud's rookie contract, right? He's so
Yeah, that's what I
cheap
was
and
gonna say.
playing. I mean, you're basing off the one rookie season, but like how he played last year, he's definitely outplaying that contract, right? So it's like you got to try to win now with the play he's how he's playing.
And CJ could have had a better argument for MVP if he didn't get injured. Because
Yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
at one point, he was like a leading candidate
Yeah,
because of the how little expectation. I thought they were going to be an awful team,
mm-hmm.
and they were a legitimate playoff team. Like they beat Cleveland in the first. Like he won a playoff game in his first year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not often that rookie quarterbacks do that, and he did that. While not being a game manager,
No, no,
he
no.
was being the
He was
guy.
pushing
Right?
the ball down the
Not a
field.
lot of rookie QBs can say that. Right?
Yeah,
So no, definitely they're going to be a threat. Paul, how do you feel about the
Didn't they
trade?
restructure um Stefan's contract? Like they canceled because I'm pretty sure I saw that it was a 1 year, but they gave him a $3.5 million increase, but then they canceled the rest of the years.
I mean, he has no. This was the last year of his contract.
I think he
Pretty
got a
sure.
raise. Anyways, I mean, I don't like the competition's actually just not there anymore for Houston. Like they should just run away with it. I don't see anyone
Yeah.
really competing with them in that division. I think the other three are close together with each other, but I think Houston is just.
I think
Houston
Tennessee is
just-
considerably, and if Adam does listen to this, I don't know, but I'm sure you guys know Adam, or at least Barufa knows Adam,
No, we both played
Titans
soccer with.
fan. Oh yeah. You got okay, so you guys know Adam. Adam, I'm sorry, but the Titans are definitely coming in last in that division.
Yeah.
The Colts are interesting, though. The Colts are interesting. You get an Anthony Richardson back in his second year. Didn't play much his first season. Now we can really see what he could do.
But he didn't
And
play
the Jackson,
much because of like the style of play.
but they made it. They were, I believe, they made it to the playoffs.
No, they've one game back. I think they almost.
Oh, sorry. No, they lost to Texans on the last game of the
Yeah.
season, and but they were basically for the majority of the season they were contending as a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
With a backup quarterback, right? Like with Anthony Richardson there, getting another. Yes, he didn't play a lot, but just being in an NFL locker room for a second year can go a long way for him. You know what I mean?
They're the definition of a wild card team, I find.
Yeah, exactly. And their defense is always stout. Listen, Jacksonville, they lost Calvin Ridley, but look, you get an Eric Armstead. Like that's a huge steal from the 49ers, right? Like that's a blow to the 49ers in addition for their defense because their defense it's not terrible, but it could definitely use some improvement, no doubt.
I just have like a worry with the way Richardson plays if he's going to stay healthy in the NFL. Like watching him, he just not that he just runs a lot. He runs a lot recklessly, and I don't know. Like he's definitely gonna have to learn, and hopefully from last season he learned from. I mean, he had the Tua thing. Like he just kept hitting his head on the floor. Like you just got to learn how to not hit your head on the floor. So
comes with experience only.
Yeah.
I think this is a better era for running quarterbacks because there's so much history. Well, A, they don't get hit as hard as they used to, but also B, you have so much to learn from now, right? Like Cam Newton, who was like Cam Newton before Cam Newton, right? Who did he have to learn from? Like he had to be kind of like
he was the pioneer of running.
You know what I mean?
But Vic was a different type of runner, right?
Vic was a different style runner, right?
Like
Cam Newton was more power.
Cam was trying to hit you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I feel like a guy like Anthony Richardson, like now he has that avenue of someone to learn from, right? Like he can look at a Cam Newton and see what he can do and what he should avoid doing to prolong his career. So I think he'll be all right, definitely. But from the Bills' perspective, we'll see what they do in the draft. A lot of people think that they'll go. Okay. We've been saying that for the last. I think it's the Jets division, but whatever.
Now. Like last year, it was.
It's the Jets division to lose.
Okay.
Nah,
it's the Jets division to lose.
Not with that O line. I understand they got.
What corners do you guys have?
We got Ramsey. What the fuck you mean?
Who's on Ramsey? You're adding another year of age
was great last year.
He was great last year for sure, but you're adding another year of age to Jalen Ramsey. You do understand that.
That's fine.
And Xavier Howard's not on that other side no more.
Yeah, that's sad. But we got.
You know what I mean?
We got young guys. We signed Fuller from Washington, who had a great year last year. He put up better numbers than X did last year. We got Kohu. We got Cam Smith. And then we picked up Poirier from the Bills. So our safeties got better to play next to Javon Holland. I don't know. Our secondary is looking nice.
All I'm saying is that we know what Aaron Rodgers does to Jalen Ramsey. That's all.
Yeah, we're 2 years. Like, I love Aaron Rodgers, but we're 2 years removed from him being good, right?
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, he played one snap last season towards Achilles. His last year in Green Bay was trash. He didn't have a game over 250 yards, I think, that whole season. He was just pretty much brutal.
He didn't have Devontae. He didn't have a receiver.
Yeah,
a number one.
I know, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
And hold on, if the Jets, they already got Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
If they go and get,
they got Mike Williams. They got Mike Williams.
They have Mike Williams also. But Mike Williams is also injury prone, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens with that. But if they go get a Malik Neighbors or a Roma Dunze.
I don't
Oh,
think.
stop it!
I think it's a bad idea if they
Stop
go
it!
for a skill position player. They need to. They need to draft an alignment. You got Tyron
I think
Smith,
they'll be all
who's
right.
35, 36, whatever. He hasn't played a full season
But
in
when he's healthy,
years.
he's good.
Yeah, but he's never played a full season. Like he hardly ever plays a full season.
I think this season will change.
I don't know. And then like if they pick up that tight end Bowers, that's a great pickup. That's a good weapon. But
I
then
think Bowers is going to the Chargers.
the Chargers, don't they pick in the top? They pick like fifth, no?
Yeah, but there's a lot of talk circulating that the Vikings will trade up to the fifth spot from 9 to 5, and then take
I've been
JJ
reading a lot
McCarthy.
that the Pats were going to trade back, and then the Vikings were going to trade
The
up to
who? The
that.
Pat?
The Pats,
The Pat?
because
The Pat Patriots? Okay,
yeah, oh,
I see.
I
We'll
wouldn't.
see what happens come
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
draft day.
it's the
But
end of the month, no? Soon.
yeah, I believe so. Uh, I think the Bills. Yeah, I definitely think the Bills have taken a step back. I think they'll probably come third in the division, and maybe may not even make the playoffs.
I
Uh,
think this season's going to be like
they've lost
the
so
Saints.
much key
Yeah,
defensive pieces. You don't have a true number one wide receiver. You lost your two best, Gabe Davis and Stefon Diggs. You still have Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, who are good tight ends for sure. You need and Khalil Shakir. We'll see what he can
Shakira.
do now if he is going to be the number one going into the season. But last time we saw Josh Allen without a number one receiver, it wasn't pretty.
This rookie
So
season. Yeah,
now that he's his first two seasons,
first
I
two
believe.
seasons. Yeah.
But now we'll see what he can do as he's evolved in the league
Mm-hmm.
without a true number one receiver. So we'll see. I definitely think
Yeah.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this
Uh,
year's going to be like the Saints did the last like year or two. Like they had so much dead cap space, they needed just like a
Oh
reset
yeah.
year, and then like the year
yeah,
after they can.
they need a couple of reset years because
Yeah, but
they're up against the cap all the time.
yeah, but the Saints they just kept restructuring contracts and putting it further and further. You have to pay that money at some point. Like you
Yep.
can
Exactly.
restructure as many times as you want. You got to pay at some point, and I feel like now that when Breeze retired, it was a good 2 years of like just use all that dead cap space for those 2 years and be shit. I mean, shit. You had Derek Carr. Derek Carr was shit. So
Fair. That's fair. Um, college hoops. Bronny James enters the transfer portal, but he also enters the NBA draft, so he's eligible for both.
mm-hmm.
Spent his his freshman season as a USC Trojan. Average, what was it, 4.5 points a
4.6,
game or
yeah,
something like
Or
that.
something like that.
yeah.
Um, Not the ideal first season. I'm sure he wanted, but
I mean, to give him like a little like
Yeah.
he did
Big
have
variable to play.
yeah, he did have like a heart problem right before the season
yeah,
started, right? So like
yeah, for sure.
he wasn't in the gym for most of the summer preparing for the season. He came in a month into the season, coming off of all that, coming off
Yeah.
making sure your
Yeah,
heart's good. Like it was tough. It was a tough first year for him, and a lot of people criticize him that he only put up 4.5 points a game. He was coming off the bench. Like I don't know. I feel like he needed a
I
write-off year.
Which is why I find it odd. Like,
Yeah.
we could theorize as much as we want. I kind of just assume, like, there's nothing lost if you apply and you're eligible for both, right? You don't get drafted
yeah,
if you
for
go back to
sure.
NCAA, right? There's nothing lost. With what's the issue? Personally, like, I theorize he sees, tests what the market, like, tests if he gets drafted, and it's more like he still has the name around him, and it's more like LeBron wants to play with or against him sooner rather than later, right? If he does get drafted, LeBron, let's say, has like 1 or 2 more years left of him, just so you could get that in, and then retires. Personally, in terms of a basketball player's just road and journey to the NBA, I don't think going to the draft makes sense for him, especially coming off a season where he only came in a month in. So for his development, I personally think it makes sense just stay in college to make sure everything in terms of health wise is set to a standard, and you can actually showcase a full year of development going into the draft. But then again, he's not losing anything for going for it. So, like, I personally think he's not going to get drafted, and that's probably better for him in terms of development. But I mean, we'll see.
I agree. I think it doesn't hurt to test the waters at all on both sides. Honestly, I think there's a chance that he could get drafted in the second round, like late.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Someone wants to take
there
a
can be
flyer
a
on
team
him
that
wants LeBron, right?
why not?
You get him. You kind of have the negotiation rights of getting LeBron in the offseason
Yes,
because he is a free agent.
and that's the caveat, right? Like that's what
It is.
that like even though he didn't have a great season for whatever reasons at USC, that reason alone can get him drafted. You know what I mean? And he is. I don't think he would like go down to the. I
G
don't
League?
believe it's. Yeah, I do think another year in university would do him well at Ohio State, wherever, somewhere where he could get more minutes and show what he's capable of. But I think part of it is LeBron maybe wanting to retire sooner than later.
Yeah.
You think with how he's playing right now, like he's still playing.
Yo, dude said like the other day, like he's like, yo, I don't got much left in me.
It's,
You know, like
sometimes it's
he's
not how much.
tired.
It's how much you
He's
also
tired.
have you like you have mentally, right? Like he can still compete at what the level he's competing. He just doesn't want to at some point, right? And it's understandable being in the league for so many years.
And maybe he doesn't, you know, like when you play for a team like the Lakers, there's always pressure. There's always, you know, you have to get it done. Like he's probably tired of that at this point. He's accomplished everything. You know, the man's exhausted. Like he probably wants to go play for like the Charlotte Hornets and just like chill out. You know, play some hoops with his kid. Like I don't think he cares.
I don't know about the Charlotte.
No, but you get my point.
Yeah,
my point that he. I don't think he cares to have the expectation and the weight of having to win a championship.
I don't know.
Unfairly, because a lot of the times it's like, you know, the roster around him isn't doing a lot.
Yeah.
I saw one
when they need to.
Like I saw one thing that was suggesting that San Antonio should take a flyer on Bronny in the second round because then you got Wemby and then you bring in Bron as like a mentor to Wemby and then you have Bronny there. Like that'd be a nice, cool story to end off.
And he gets coached by Greg Popovich.
Exactly. So it's like like 2 years in San Antonio. Would that be such a bad idea? Like
Wemby would literally like listen, I already think Wemby is gonna be the one to just dead all the talks of LeBron MJ. Like I think Wemby is gonna be the one to be like, we're not having these discussions anymore.
Fuck.
Like there's no LeBron versus MJ. Wemby's in a class of his own. Seriously, the dude is 7'5". He had a 40-20, dude. He had a 40-20 as an 18. What is he? 18?
He's gonna finish second in defensive of the year as a rookie.
And that's just because of rookie bias. If he was
lose, right? If they were a playoff team, he'd be first by a long shot.
But yes, but that's not his fault though. Like
you know
what I mean? It's like
4.5 blocks.
Bro, like apparently I read a stat. He has more blocks than like 86% of all NBA players in history.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? That shit is insane. You know how long I've been waiting for someone to be blocking shots at this high level? Because when we were younger, guys are averaging 3.5, 4 blocks a game. I mean, somewhere along the line in the mid 2010s and even now, it was like 2.5. One season, someone would hit 3. You know, a 2.1. Like, it was just low. It started to become low. I don't know why, but he brought that art back. He's using his size to an advantage because you look at these guys that are almost as tall as him, Kristaps Porzingis, for example, who don't block shots like that.
No.
At a high level. Rudy Gobert is 7'1". He averages like 2.1 blocks a game. You know what I mean? And he's always defensive player of the year.
He's going to win again this year. That he's the front runner again. So it's like.
Yeah, well, I would vote Wemby, definitely.
Wemby or AD, maybe. I don't know, this season.
AD's always a good option as well.
Yeah.
In more NBA news, Julius Randle.
Dude, that sucks.
Done.
That sucks.
And I just
out for the season.
Yeah.
Season-ending shoulder surgery. That's terrible news. Devastating news because the Knicks This was honestly,
This was a good
I felt
roster.
like this was a good team to get to the finals. I really do. And this like it just seems like this shit always happens with the Knicks, man. Like something just goes off. You know what I mean? Like in 2013 when they lost to the Pacers, like I can't remember if it was JR, I believe, or Melo, but one of them was dealing with a shoulder injury. That whole playoff run, like it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because OG Ananobi, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Bogdanovich, like
Even
Jalen
OG's running around
Brunson.
with an
Yeah.
injury right now.
And Brunson's hitting the
Yeah,
best
like
ball of his career, right? So it's like you don't
Yeah.
want to
what?
waste those years.
Then they could have been a problem for the Celtics. They really could have been a
They could
problem
have.
for the Celtics.
I don't really think there's
This
a
Terrible.
was a
challenger in the
year
East.
that they could have made a lot of noise.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially with Milwaukee's
With how
15 and
shaky.
Milwaukee's 15 and 15 since Doc taken over, right? They've
Yeah.
they they've
Yeah.
literally regressed since firing their coach. So it's I don't get it.
Like
The
everyone under
Lakers are close.
Boston, sorry, but everyone under Boston is very shaky, and we've also mentioned a lot of the times where we get scared the way Boston loses. I don't like.
Nah.
I also think Boston is gonna make the finals, but this is a shaky year for the East, and with a Knicks team that looked really solid. Especially you also had Robinson coming back for playoffs to come off the bench. Like everything was set in place for playoff time, and this is like I think this not only hits in terms of for just their general roster, but this like hits the locker room pretty hard going into the playoffs.
The only reason why the Knicks are so like they only have 45 wins is because they've been dealing with injuries all season. Like
Mm-hmm.
they may very well be in second place and comfortably in second place
Yeah.
if there weren't spurts where Julius Randle's been out, Jalen Brunson's been out, OG Anunoby's had been out for a extended period of time, right? Like if they had their full roster for like, for whatever, let's say they missed 5 games, like
Yeah.
then they could have had a far better record than they do right now.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate. But whatever. Playoffs in playoffs things happen. Hopefully OG can be some semblance of 100%. They did get Mitchell Robinson back, which is good news. So I still think it sucks because Julius Randle's your second All Star, right? Like he's your All NBA caliber dude that could have taken some pressure off of a Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And now we just gotta wait till next season to see it. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. In the world of soccer, well, first of all, Chelsea beat Man United.
That was
Crazy game.
Crazy game.
tragic.
Cole Palmer, 2 goals in injury time.
Yeah.
1 a penalty.
Yeah.
1
2 pens.
non-penalty.
Yeah. 2 penalties, 1 non-penalty.
And one
One
deflection
non-penalty.
goal. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little bit of a penalty merchant, I'll be honest. I'll keep it a
City
buck.
product.
One
City
of the
product.
weaker hat tricks I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
Hat-trick's
Definitely not like
Hat-trick-
Ronaldo's
hat-trick's a
hat trick the other day.
He's been their best player this season.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
people saying like he's just one of those mid-table team stars, right? And that's what Chelsea is right now. Just a
That's
mid-table
hilarious.
team. Yeah, it's like you think of Chelsea, you think of them being a giant, but they're fucking like 10th, and he's
They're
just
in
being
10th.
a mid-table. He's just a mid-table star right now.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't. It wasn't like Ronaldo's hat trick the other day. That's for sure.
Okay.
65th hat trick in his career, by the way. Or 63rd and 65 free kick. Anyways, he's just nice.
Anyways.
I just had to sprinkle that in there.
Yeah.
Listen, Man U is a mess. Eric Ten Hag, I don't think should stay after this season. I'm sorry.
I've always said the organization's horrible. It's more than just the manager.
Oh yeah.
Listen, the Glazers luckily are not the owners, like the majority owners anymore, so that's good news.
Who's majority owners now?
Some new
Ratcliffe.
guy. Yeah.
Jim
Does he
Ratcliffe.
only have 25%?
Not majority owner in the sense of being the one.
He has the
to
largest
make
share.
decisions. Yes. Not like he owns like 50% of the club. No, like More so in the sense
I
that
didn't
like
know how much percentage the Glazers owned, so I didn't know. Like
no,
the fact.
The
Okay,
Glazers
the
just
Glazers didn't
sold.
own like 50%. It was like 20 something, but like
they
enough.
were
They owned enough to
yeah,
be the face of
Mhm.
the club
yeah, it makes
essentially.
sense.
So now Jim Ratcliffe is the face of the club, and he
Good
said,
change.
we don't want to go buy players like Mbappe. We want to make them stuff like that, which is fine and dandy. But sometimes you do got to go and get a player like an Mbappe or someone of that talent because
Or
He has
drop
the
a
good
you need
hundred
to
mil.
mentality.
Or drop a
you
hundred
need to
mil on
fast track
Anthony.
things sometimes.
Sorry.
Anyways,
I said, or
drop
drop
a
a
hundred
hundred
mil
mil on
on
Anthony.
Anthony.
He had a
Yeah,
great assist.
but
That was one that pass to
nice,
Garnacho was fantastic.
nice. He had one great assist in a game
Yeah,
they lost.
exactly. Over for 100 mil, right?
Yeah,
And like what is one great assist in like how many games?
Yeah.
dude, he
A
was even worth
dope,
I mean,
30 million.
right
a
now that
dope.
team's got to build around Garnacho. That guy's been
Oh yeah,
like, right. I
I
mean,
only
like,
got a bit. Are you talking about from the in terms of their forwards?
yeah. I think everything like I think Rashford needs to leave. Not
yeah.
because of
So
his, not because of he's not a good player. I think he needs to get out of that situation for his career.
yeah,
I think it's just a complete mess, and it's just been he's been horrible all year, and I think it's just more mentally than anything else. Because like he
But
shows spurts of being a great forward, but then he has 3 months of lull. So it's like,
yeah. Just
and
where
then
does he
what about
go?
Hoyland though? You don't think Hoyland should be
oh,
in
absolutely.
I
that?
think he should. Oh,
But
absolutely.
it's the Haaland thing, right? Like your striker, he's a striker that's a goal scorer and not really much else. Can't really like build the
He's your
foundation.
striker through and throughout, but he's not the corner piece of your team.
Yeah,
Like for
I
can't
think
be.
I
example,
think the corner piece of the team is Kobe Mainoo. To be honest.
It's hard to do that as a CDM though, right?
oof.
Like,
No, but I'm just saying like
Well, yeah,
I'm not saying like he like build around a CDM. That's not what I'm saying.
yeah,
But I think he's your most important player.
yeah, fair. Look,
I think
yeah,
he's your
I
most
could.
important
I
player.
see what you're saying. I don't know if that's the case yet.
Barry, hold on, Paul.
But
Why are you giving me that look? Because when City don't have Rodri, we
yeah.
that's
see
what I was saying.
But he's not the cornerstone,
He's not
right?
the face of the team, but
Kevin
he
De Bruyne
is.
is the cornerstone of that team, right? And then it's
ah
Rodri's the next best midfielder. And I mean, Rodri's fantastic. They don't win without it. Like he's undefeated. I don't know if he still has that record, but he was undefeated for
Oh,
like
that's
yeah,
the
he
12
record.
does.
for 12 months starting for that team. Like he's
Yeah.
an important player, but De Bruyne is the face. He's the
So the
cornerstone
thing is,
piece.
Yeah, but
he's
just because
important and he controls a lot of the game. The issue is, as a CDM, it's hard to be the cornerstone because look,
You can only do so much.
I think he is a souped up version of any CDM, and to say he's not a cornerstone is kind of it comes across as odd. But the thing is, when you're a CDM, it's hard to be a cornerstone in terms of the impact you have on the game, right?
Yeah.
He has a massive impact, but it's is it the edge of getting you that goal? Is it the edge of stopping that goal? Not necessarily. He managed the game in a complete different way, which is an absolute necessity, and it shows when he's on and off the field. But he's not the guy that. It's more of like a magic versus talent versus like the star in a player. That's the difference between Rodri and let's say a De Bruyne, right? It's that star mentality
Yeah.
that gives you that something out of nothing.
And it's gives you someone to fear, right? It's hard to
Yeah.
fear a CDM because like
You're not going to two-man a CDM.
Yeah, right. Like it's not the same where it's like you look at them and like they're gonna like De Bruyne will break a game because if he'll make an amazing pass, he'll have a great shot from outside the box. Like he'll do something that you can't stop. Whereas like a CDM, it's like he's sitting back there, he's dictating pace, he makes all the right passes, but like it's not like something that's gonna strike fear in your eyes before a game starts, even though he's so impactful. I don't know if it's the right way
Because
to
of the
say it.
simplicity of his game, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, Holland. Like even with an off season, when you get into the game, they're going to be like, okay, we might two-man center back Haaland, or it's like we might double up on attacking midfielders. The fact that position-wise, it's hard to double up or target a CDM, but it's also simplicity of the game. He's not doing anything that'll like absolutely shatter the defense.
Yeah.
So it's you kind of have to control around him rather than control him.
Mhm.
I hear you guys. I hear you guys. Damn. God damn. Anyways, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's a discussion for
Yeah,
another day. I hear what you're saying about Garnacho. I think
yeah,
I don't know what they Man U just needs to. They need a manager that first of all is ready for the moment,
hmm
right? Because Man U is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Like you can't start out acting out of character and lose your identity as a coach in terms of the way you like to play and failing to ingratiate your style because you're so many former Man United players and pundits, like Rio Ferdinand talking about the team doesn't have an identity. You know what I mean? Like, and Ten Hag's been the coach for 2 seasons now,
hmm
and there's still no identity. At the beginning, it's kind of seemed
yeah.
like they had an identity going, and like things were kind of going in the right direction, but it just hasn't worked out like that. And I don't even think you can blame it on injury because you can still have injuries and
No,
have an identity, right?
Yeah.
So they need a manager that understands. They need some young good players.
in the defense
You
especially
got to get rid of
that
you got to get rid of
defense is
Casemiro. You got to get rid of Varane. Casemiro can't move like he used to.
No.
Varane's injury prone. Like honestly, I would get rid of Luke Shaw too. I'm not a Luke Shaw fan. I
No, me
think he's
neither.
all right.
he's good when healthy, but again, when healthy
Not
is
good enough.
Well,
I
he's
prefer one
never
Bissaka
healthy.
yeah.
playing on the left than even though he's a
A,
right back.
yeah, he's never healthy, and B, it's like now you're getting to a point where it's like you're not getting any younger,
No,
and
Yeah,
your injuries may start to catch up to your
and he's had
ability.
some
it
pretty bad
has.
injuries, right? So
Exactly. So, who knows? Who knows? Really and truly, what's going to happen with Man U?
yeah,
Um,
I think they need someone like they need a manager who cares about the club more than just like trying to win.
yeah,
I think it's they
yeah,
need something that he
Yeah.
like has to like kind of bleed Man United. Like he has to like show like some
yeah,
compassion to the
He's
fan.
he's a yeah. He's
Like
a
Ten Hag,
people coach, a
yeah,
player
like
coach.
yeah, exactly. Like Ten Hag is just like a system guy, and it's his system or nothing. And like when the system doesn't work, he blames the players. Like he talks about it all the time, and it's like I think Man U need like for all that Sir Alex Ferguson did, like he was Man United for
They need
30
passion.
years. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I would, like you said, I would get rid of Rashford. I would get rid of, and it's peace and love. Like
Yeah, it's not like Rashford's
they're
not because of the
I think it's
skill thing.
no,
It's more of
it's for
just
his
for his
career
yeah,
career.
no,
He
development.
it's
needs to get out of that system.
circumstances. Yes, I would get rid of Varane. I would get rid of Casemiro. Honestly, I would bring back Jadon Sancho and put him on the left.
With a new
Um,
coach. He can't come back when Ten
with a
when
new
the
coach,
coach
Oh
is
yeah,
absolutely not. I'm getting
absolutely.
rid of Anthony. Oh my
oh
god,
my
Sell,
god.
Anthony's
sell,
getting.
sell,
Yeah.
sell.
I'm selling him for 15 million. Easy,
Just
easy,
yeah,
easy,
sell.
and a bag of chips. With all due respect, of course.
No, yeah, there's
No, I listen. Man U and Chelsea. Chelsea, I think, is an easier fix than Man U because I like Pochettino. I think
they
he's
got
a
good
good
pieces there
coach.
too though.
I think they just have
Yeah.
too many pieces. That's the problem. Apparently,
That's always
Reece
been their problem.
James.
They have the longest squad roster ever. They always have like
Yeah.
30
Yeah,
guys set on loan. Like
But if
but they got
they don't keep buying, I
Gusto
think
and
they're great.
Chilwell and Caldwell. Like these guys are
Yeah.
good, dude.
They
Like
need to start
you-
selling, and they've also bought
I
a
would sell
lot of
Enzo
young
Fernandez
pieces.
to be honest with
I
you.
wouldn't.
I'm selling Enzo
That guy's been
Fernandez.
unreal
Oof.
since
No, he's
the
been
turn
one
of the
of the
year.
no.
Oh,
Since
Thing
the
is,
start
they
of the
brought in
year,
a
he's
lot
no,
of
he's
pieces, and they
unreal.
brought
he
in a
is
lot of
not
young
good.
pieces.
I'm sorry, he is not good.
He's great. He's
Caicedo is gonna be better than him.
Caicedo's
No,
trash. Caicedo's
he's
been
horrible
terrible.
No,
this year.
Did you
no,
watch the
no.
Did you
Okay,
watch the
that's
game this
this
No.
year
season?
though.
He
That's
caused a
this
goal.
year.
So then let's like keep
Did
them
you
both
did
and
you
see.
watch him? Did you watch Enzo against Liverpool in that Carabao Cup
Also,
final?
very different roles.
Yeah,
Enzo was
yeah.
ass.
But he's
Bro,
not.
Enzo
Chelsea's in
was
10th.
straight ass cheeks.
No one's good right now.
No, but hold on. When Caicedo was on Brighton under De Zerbi, he was better than Enzo. He was better than Enzo. It's
Yeah,
coaching.
fair.
He needs to
Yeah,
feel comfortable
Fair,
in the
but that's
system,
also a
dude.
Deserby coach too. I'm sorry, but I don't know who the coach
Enzo is
was
not
for
him.
Benfica.
Enzo's not him. I'm
They're
sorry.
very different roles.
I don't believe it. I will say though, apparently, Reese James may get transferred,
To Milan, I saw that rumor,
and we know where Chelsea
and
players go.
it's
That's all I'm gonna
the
say.
memes have been coming
If
out
he's
that
healthy,
That's
anytime a
all I'm gonna
Chelsea
say.
failure comes on the market, Milan's in for it. You know,
If we get Reese James, we're winning champions.
and he's
That's
healthy.
all
Okay,
I'm saying.
okay. Well,
I mean,
let's calm down.
healthy is a bigger
Yeah,
If he's
for him.
healthy, they
If
get healthy
he's
at
never
Milan.
healthy,
The Chelsea
never
players,
healthy.
that's the
Pulisic got
issue.
healthy. Ruben Loftus-Cheek got healthy. Olivier Giroud never really had injuries to
Loftus Cheek
begin
wasn't
with.
He's
just
also
health though.
39, so
Loftus Cheek just never played for Chelsea. Like he just could
yeah.
never find time.
Yeah, but listen, if we get him, it's a
That was
wrap.
a fantastic pickup if he stays healthy. But look,
Woo!
I want to say this: Chelsea, if they can become very very good again because there's too many pieces there, so that A, they need to sell, but B, the
I still
pieces they
believe in
picked up.
Mudryk.
I actually do. But the pieces they picked up are young and very talented.
Yeah.
Just give them time to grow. Like we clown on them being 10th. Give them time to grow and stop buying players.
Yeah.
Like you're in a position now where it's no longer you need to perform right away. That used to be it when you were at Chelsea. It's no longer the case. You haven't been that club for a bit. So let them
Yeah.
grow. Let them grow. Sell the excess. And I generally think in a couple of years Chelsea's back in top 4.
Yeah, that's fair. So quick, we also have a couple. We have a couple more things to talk about. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw there was the Premier League is considering
Oh, I saw this.
creating like a luxury tax like the NBA
Didn't
for
see that.
teams instead of a points deduction. So that way players don't get scared away and want to leave because they're not going to get their money or something along those lines. And basically, if a team goes over the luxury tax, they'll pay. The money goes to the other teams
Okay.
in the
Okay,
Premier
yeah,
League.
I like that.
No, don't like it because
I like it better than
you don't think it's a coincidence that Man City got 115
Okay.
breaches and all of a sudden we
Okay,
want to come in
whoa.
the
Time out.
luxury tax and
Time out. Alleged. Second of
alleged.
all,
Yes,
I
alleged.
was look, but I didn't know the full story, and if it was just a luxury tax where they pay, I'm like, okay, I kind of understand where they're coming from.
I don't like it.
But
if
I
it's just a
personally
regular
also would have
luxury
been
tax.
against it because, like, yes, I do agree. These top clubs, City included, could be like, okay, and then just pay. They have the money.
Exactly.
It's just
The fact that it's going
Dodgers in
into the
baseball.
other teams keeps, like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's the fact that it goes into the other teams, which is I do like.
That's
That aspect of it, all I'm saying is that I think it's a little bit suspicious that there's 115 alleged breaches, and now we're trying to come up with a luxury tax. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just think
That's all I'm gonna say.
that concept's a little bit better than what baseball has because the rich just pay it no matter what, right? The Dodgers will go over and don't care because they have like an influx of money that it doesn't bother them. It's the same thing with the Yankees. It was the same thing with the Red Sox for years before they decided to not spend money no more. Like you have those 4 or 5 teams that just don't care. They have the money, so they'll spend it. So it's like at least if Man City, like if you put a luxury tax, Man City won't care. They will spend the excess of money.
Yeah.
But at least it goes
Absolutely.
it will go to like Sheffield United and all these teams that are coming up, so they have a little bit more money to play with. So
That's why they should get
a red
points
idea
deduction.
in terms of the growth of the league, or of the of the English entirety of their leagues.
If these alleged breaches are in fact true, points deductions need to be made.
No.
A couple of titles need to be stripped.
No.
The 2011 title needs to be stripped.
No.
The title against Liverpool when they both had 100 points needs to be stripped.
No.
Like y'all need to. The Champions League treble needs to be stripped.
Listen, we won once. We'll win again.
No. Anyways, quickly to the other games. Liverpool beat Sheffield United 3-1.
Speaking of midfielders, fucking
he's having a great few weeks.
I think he's far better than Enzo.
I really like Brighton too.
He's more established as well.
There. I think it's because he needs that freedom to be more attacking. And at the start of the year with Liverpool, they just dealt with so
Well,
many
it's
injuries in the
adjustment period
midfield.
also.
Yeah, but it's also they were just dealing with so many injuries in the midfield. Like it's hard for him to be able to be free when you're just. I mean, you're still missing Thiago, and Thiago's never there. But like
Yeah,
just all the
no.
midfielders there, like it was hard for the balance. I think like Gravenberch is healthy now. He's been playing, so it's like gives him a little bit
Great
more
off the
freedom
bench.
to go attack.
Yeah, he's been
Especially
having a
this.
fantastic few weeks.
Arsenal beat Luton Town 2-0. Saka didn't play.
Expected.
I think Liverpool probably have the toughest stretch of remaining games.
Well, Liverpool and
They still
Arsenal play
got,
each other, so
Mhm.
that's a big deciding factor.
do they?
Yeah,
I don't think they do.
look. I'll confirm. I will confirm.
I don't think. What time is it, by the way?
It's 5:08.
Okay.
Let me check.
No, I'm straight lying. I thought they played each other.
No,
I
I
thought
don't
they
think
still have
they
to play
do.
each other unless it's a postponed game.
No, it's probably maybe it's not FA Cup. It can be. I don't think they play each other anymore.
I'm checking.
Liverpool got
Even
Man U.
Juve's playing Fiorentina, eh?
Oh no, I lied. They don't play each other. I just straight up lied. I don't know. All right.
No, Liverpool only got Man United and
They have
Tottenham. Yeah,
Aston Villa.
they've
Tough
kind
game.
of watered down a little bit lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still they're still fourth in.
I think Arsenal has the toughest road. They still have Villa. They still have Chelsea, Tottenham, Brighton, United, and then you have like Wolves can steal something. Everton, Bournemouth, they should win that. So they do have the toughest, and they are in Champions League still, right? So they still got to
Yeah.
throw in Bayern Munich twice
Well,
for the month of
Liverpool's still
April.
in Europa.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
Atalanta.
that too. All top three teams are still in Europe, so it's not an easy schedule.
No, but if anything, I would say Liverpool, because they're in Europa and it's not as prestigious as Champions League, they probably don't feel as much like Not that they're obviously going to take it seriously, but they're not going to take it as seriously as a Champions League, right?
No. Feel like they'd
Um,
probably
Yeah, but
focus
it's
in
it's
on
more
the
of just a it's what's it called?
Man management.
Yeah, right. It's still games needed to be played.
Yeah. But speaking of Europa League, starts this week, quarterfinals. Bayer Leverkusen versus Marseille.
think so.
Is that who they're playing?
Just hard.
If it's not who they're playing, let me restart. No, I think Marseille's playing.
No, they're playing West Ham. They're playing West Ham.
West Ham.
Marseille
Oh,
plays
yeah.
Benfica.
Speaking of Europa League, restart. Bayer Leverkusen versus West Ham United. I think that's going to be a good.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
Bayer has not looked good recently.
They've been stealing games
in
in
this
the 90th minute.
the ass pulls of comebacks that they're pulling off is getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Like,
Well, they haven't looked strong in Europe in general. They've just
No, they
they
haven't.
looked fantastic in Bundesliga.
Even the
but not
last
in Europa.
couple of domestic games, they haven't. Like, I know they beat Dusseldorf 2-0, but before that, against Hoffenheim, they needed an injury time winner, right? Like,
Yeah.
But at least that tells you
they
that
have
they
not
play till the
looked
final whistle, right? Which is kind of also a good
for
thing.
sure.
Like they just.
But I
Oh
think that's
yeah.
because
There's a
they're
team
undefeated,
they
though.
never stop fighting. So it's like bad because you leave the games late, but it's also like a good thing to have, especially in like European
Yeah, but you can't do
competitions.
that against good teams.
Oh no,
And the
absolutely
teams
not.
that they've
Yeah.
come back on aren't that good.
It's
No.
a weird underdog trait for a team
Yeah.
who's never lost the game in their season so far. It's
Yeah,
just
and they've
it's an
never,
odd.
if I recall correctly, they've never won a Bundesliga.
I can't confirm that.
Yeah. Not even when
I'm not sure.
Was it when Balak was there? No.
Bro, they infamously lost when
Yeah.
Balak was there
Yeah.
on the final day of the season. If someone wants to confirm that at some point, that would be nice, but just let me know. Liverpool versus Atalanta, what we at least me and Barry, we support Italy here, but Atalanta,
It's tough
Not
task.
Good luck, Chuck. Probably gonna be like a
Quality Liverpool's playing right now.
Yeah.
7-2 aggregate.
Like
7-2 aggregate. Good luck. Marseille
And Benfica. That's tight. Very,
that's
very, very
close.
tight, and I am not sure. I give
I'll
the
go
edge to
with
Benfica just because
me
of
too.
the. I feel like they have
They
more.
just do better in Europe than
Yeah,
Marseille historically.
So yeah, going
Yeah,
back to
I'll
the
probably say
losing
Benfica on that.
five-time
Yeah.
runner-up, never won.
five-time runner-up. Bayern.
Five-time
So
runner-up.
they never won. I was right. They never won. Yeah. Interesting. Um, and then the game that me, Barry, will
I
watch.
think it's probably the most exciting of all the matchups. It's the closest
I
Yeah,
agree.
of
it
all of
is.
the
No,
games.
it's not that close.
I mean, it
Milan
is
versus
compared to the other
Roma.
ones.
Milan versus Roma. Um, they haven't beaten us in 5 years, by the way.
Yeah, but every game is
Gonna
close. Like there's always
Okay, all right, sure, that's fair. That's fair. But that's going to be interesting game. Milan kind of is coming into their stride a bit. They're kind of finding themselves again.
Mhm.
They'll and it kind of always goes that way. They can't put together just a season from start, a strong season from start to finish in recent years, like an Inter just did or is doing. They kind of start off strong, go through a little spurt, and they end off strong, right? Yeah, that's how it was last season too when we snuck into the Champions League again. Roma under De Rossi's looked fantastic.
The last couple games have been a little bit less spectacular, but like I mean,
Mediocre.
we tied to Lecce. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
couldn't
but
happen.
we got a big game this weekend to prepare us for that matchup. So
yeah, yeah. But that game against Lecce was coming off of international break, right?
yeah, no
Yeah,
one was playing. Everyone
teams
was
always play
out.
their worst then.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Dybala,
Could be a little bit of rust.
Dybala and Pellegrini were rested because they played. I mean, Dybala got hurt in international, and then they rested Pellegrini because he played 2 games. Stop laughing, you.
Dude,
He didn't
it's
even get
no, it's
he
not
got injured
laughing
in training
matter, but
too.
it's also just like, come on.
Why is he? I don't. At this stage in his career, why is he even going to play Argentina? Like,
But he's only 30.
why?
Like
Dude, yeah, but he's a 30 in a 38-year-old body, dude. Like
Yeah,
he he gets
yeah.
injured all the time. Like
yeah,
I wouldn't even go to for a friendly. You would not see me for a
but he
friendly.
was back. He
Yeah.
played the last 10 minutes of the Lecce game, so he's
Okay,
back.
good. Thank God. Thank God.
Like
I don't even know if I would start him against Lazio, to be honest with you.
I think we have to. I can't. We can't.
Yeah, but you need him against us.
I can't lose to them again. I just can't.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But like, you know what?
Maybe toss them on at like the 25th
we
minute.
haven't beaten them in the last 5 attempts. We're
Oh,
4
Jesus.
Oh,
losses
that's
and 1
terrible.
draw. Like
Well,
it's
they were good last year. Last year they were
they
really
Yeah.
finished
good.
second,
Yeah,
but like this year is
last year they were really good.
I mean, they beat Juve in their first game with Tudor as coach, so maybe
Yeah,
Tudor has been
Mm.
changing up the mindset. But again, that's one
I
game.
mean they also did just lose
They
to
just
Juve
lost in the
2-0
Coppa
though.
Italia to them. So
Yeah, I mean Providel wasn't in nets,
yeah,
but I don't know how much that would have changed. But no, I listen. I think it's going to be a good matchup,
yeah.
no doubt.
I feel like it's gonna
How
be
much
closer
time?
than
How
we
much?
think.
What time is it?
It's 16.
5-16. We go through Champions League
Okay.
quickly and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, who's playing this week? All team? Not all teams.
City,
Man
Madrid,
City,
Arsenal, Bayern.
Madrid. Yeah,
That's it.
that's the 2
Oh
games.
no, sorry, all teams play, and then Atletico, Borussia, PSG, Barca.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So, Atletico. So sorry. Champions League time. What we've all been waiting for. Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. I think it's going to be when we were first talking about our predictions, we thought that would
Dude,
be
we got a
not
lot
we
quite
got a
right.
lot right.
yes, yes. Not that it's not a good matchup, but
It's gonna be a
compared to
low
the others,
scoring
Yeah,
matchup.
there's
Yeah,
just so many giants left.
yes, it's a defensive struggle, no
yeah,
doubt. I think I'm going to give the edge to Atletico.
Yeah.
same. Yeah, after what they did to
Just them, the
Inter,
way they
they're
beat
coming
Inter,
back.
yeah, like
Yeah, and
They have so much
and Dortmund,
momentum on their side. I feel
yeah,
like they're gonna
it's hard
make
to.
more noise than a lot of people think.
It's also hard to like go against Diego Simeone with
Yeah.
everything he's done. So like he's been to 2 Champions League finals. He won La Liga. Like he
Yeah.
knows how to get the best out of his players, even though he might not always have the best squad in the matchup. Type
World class players.
yeah,
but
that he
still
needs.
like a world class defense all the time.
yeah, always. It's that
Actually,
world-
okay, but like slightly tangent. I just want to say quickly when we're talking about he's not gonna go there, and I hope he never does. But when we're talking about who Man United needs as a coach, they need a Diego Simeone who bleeds
yes,
Atletico.
passionate
That's
coach.
I just wanted to tangent to that, but we'll
Yeah,
go back to
no.
Champions League now.
He's never gonna
But
leave.
they don't need a former player then. And what former player
They got none right now. There's
is
no former
coaching right
players
now?
that are. There's no
Roy
former
Keane,
players that are.
but I
good
actually think
coaches.
Roy Keane would
He-
beat up some of the players
Yeah,
with the state of
I don't think
United
he'd
right now.
last long, just because of
No,
his
he
mentality. He
yeah
would kick everyone's asses in that. Like any
yeah.
lazy,
I think they
any,
should try to get
any guy
Deserbi.
on their phone in the locker room, he's
Because
gonna kick their
Zerbi
ass.
would be solid.
I don't know.
Yeah, Deserbi would be.
I
I
don't
think they
know.
should try to
Anyways,
get him.
let's cover the rest of the Champions League games.
PSG
Bars.
versus Barca. Yo, I think honestly,
50-50.
I don't think it's. I think Barca. I think PSG. I don't want to say slap them is a little bit aggressive, but I'll say like 4-2 aggregate.
I don't know.
They got no answer for Mbappe. They got
They don't.
zero answers for him.
No one has an answer
Yeah.
for Mbappe
Zero. No, but like
except for City because
some teams can kind of keep him a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no one. Oh well.
I mean,
No,
Araujo
they
and
got.
Koundé are like. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's
Araujo
what
and
I
Koundé,
said for my last prediction. I think
yeah,
Koundé
that's a
is
good
a
matchup.
bigger.
And
Yeah.
they know each
He's a
other
very
from the
good-
national team, so it's
You
like
see, but him and like they do decent jobs against Vinny,
yeah,
but Mbappe's a different breed,
Yes.
right? Like if Vinny can blow past you. He's definitely fast enough to do that.
Oh yeah.
But he'll try to dribble past you more, like try to do like
Yeah.
a move to get past you.
and Mbappe's gonna knock the
He
ball
didn't
forward
kill
and beat
Mbappe's
you by space.
pure speed and
yeah.
power
Yes.
in a
Yeah,
sense.
he's a lot
Exactly.
It's a lot of like Thierry Henry, where it's a knock-up play and burst of pace to get back to it, and
Yes.
they clear you because no one was able to catch
Yeah.
up to Thierry Henry. No one's gonna be able to catch up to Mbappe. Like
Yeah. Exactly. So I think that can be. Listen, I don't love the rest of PSG's team.
exactly
I
that's the
don't.
problem with the matchup. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like Barca's the better team, but they one guy can change everything, and Mbappe is by
Yeah.
far the best player in the matchup. Like it's not even close. We've been saying it for weeks now
Yeah.
that Yamal's been Barca's best player, and he's 16. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just tough.
Tough. It's really tough.
It's just tough.
I'm gonna predict Barca though.
Yeah,
I am gonna predict Barca, and I think Koundé and Araujo kind of come through in like mitigating Mbappe. I think he still tears it,
Yeah,
but the fact that the rest of the team is kind of like playing catch up already, Barca is not gonna have an issue with that. And if you could slow down Mbappe at even 10-15%, I think that what puts them over the line.
I think it's also crazy that we don't even talk about Lewandowski anymore for like what he.
But he's been playing well as of
Yeah.
Yeah, as of late, he didn't start the
But
season off too great. He was getting abused a little bit by the fans. I saw at the beginning of the year, but like
yeah.
as of lately, he's been putting in goals. But again, he's 36.
It's because he's not 100% himself, and Lewandowski's always gonna be Lewandowski. Even though I find it so odd for a player like him to be on Barca, but regardless, it's just because there's so many other emerging stories from the Barca team right now that Lewandowski doesn't get talked about.
I think part of it is also I forgot my train of thought. Oh, part of it is also the health of Pedri and Frankie de Jong. Because if those two aren't healthy and are not playing,
I think that's another deciding factor is Pedri, because the midfield matchup is going to be so like not weak, but like is there no like superstar midfielders in PSG's line?
You don't have a Verratti there. If Verratti was there in his prime, I would feel even more comfortable taking PSG.
But
they don't have someone in the midfield that's
again a teenager on that side, right? Like PSG is Zaire
Emery.
Yeah, like again, 18-year-old being your best.
Very good player.
Very good, but lacks that experience, especially in the Champions League, where experience means so much. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But listen, guys like Gonzalo Ramos, Dembele, like these guys got to step up. You know
Yes,
what I
they do.
mean? Like
They do.
they do got to step up and make themselves have an impact. So that way it's and Dembele we know has the talent to do it. So you have to
Phenomenal.
be able to exactly. So if you could at least make Barca believe you're a threat,
Uh-huh.
then I think they have a better chance.
He also knows
Um,
Barca better than anyone else on that team.
I was gonna say
exactly, exactly. Real Madrid. No, we're saving that last. Bayern
versus
versus
Arsenal.
Arsenal. I'm taking
That's
Bayern, dude. Like this is their
Yeah,
last chance to win something.
yeah. Is
Like
it
they
though?
gotta
Like
go hard.
they, I think it's this year, next year is their last two chances. I don't think.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh,
Like
like
this
in
is their
terms
last
of
chance
this
to
year
win
getting a
something.
oh yeah, they
trophy
can't win anything
somehow.
else. They're out of every
Yes,
other competition.
yes,
Yeah,
For sure, you
yeah.
gotta
Like
throw all your. You gotta like rest your guys in the league, rest your guys in everything else. When it comes to
yeah,
Champions League, you gotta start your
and
best
that's gonna
11.
work in their favor.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't honestly. I don't think. I don't think Arsenal gets more than 2 goals on them.
Wait, is Upamecano playing? Because that guy can do some things where you can get an
Bayern will
easy
have
goal.
11 goals, but 10 of them will be against Arsenal. The one's gonna be against themselves.
Yeah, it's like I like
But like you just
Upamecano
look at
when he played for Red Bull. Like I didn't see these mistakes that he, like anytime he's in the big stage, he kind of just always has that like that one
but he doesn't
really
even
bad
have he
mistake.
doesn't even have to start, right? Like it's
Exactly, that's
Kim
my
Min
point.
Jae and Delict. Kim Min
It
Jae, yo, Delict is so good.
yeah,
So
He's
good.
so
He's so
flipping good.
undervalued. I
yeah.
like.
So
It's because they brought in Kim Min Jae. They're like, okay, we'll have Upamecano. He's a
because
really
last year
young
he was
guy.
great.
He was fantastic. And
Yeah.
then this year they brought in Kim Min Jae, and he kind of just stole the position from him. And like
He's like,
Kim Min
what is
Jae's
going on?
great, but like Delit was your best defender last year. Like Upamecano,
Yeah,
even last season, made mistakes. Like it's just
Hold
kind of
on. They
something you.
yeah.
also brought in Eric Dyer. Let's not forget.
That was just that. So Harry Kane had someone to talk to
Yeah.
because no one else, even if they spoke English, no one else understood Harry Kane when he
Yeah.
spoke.
It's
So
yeah.
it's
Manny, I was just a
it was
joke.
the only reason he's
Yeah,
there.
I
So
just
he has a pal.
defensively, like I know they haven't been as good as you would expect a Bayern team to be, but Alfonso Davies got Kimmich, you got Goretzka. Like, yo,
Dude.
Kimmich is still
Oh my
Kimmich.
god,
You know what I
he's
mean? Like,
fantastic.
like, and Arsenal, you're depending on Saka and Odegaard to make plays, right? And
Martinelli is also great.
He is
pardon,
he's fully fit.
yeah,
Martinelli, he
but
came out.
Martinelli's
He
easy.
played a
He's
bit.
easy to
Yeah,
neutralize, though. That's the thing, right?
He
he's all
Like,
is.
pace.
like and honestly, like Davies and Saka is going to be a fantastic matchup.
If Davies plays, I don't like. He's I don't
He
know. He
should
does.
be.
Yeah, but he doesn't always play, which is weird. Like I guess because it's all the
Yeah, I
contract
know.
situation and everything. Like
I
he's
Yeah.
think
not
so as well.
starting
But like,
as
if
much. But like,
Tuchel's really serious about winning, you put Davies on the island with
Saka,
Saka.
see how that
Yeah.
matches.
Like, and I'll feel comfortable with Davies coming out on top.
I
Really
agree.
intrigued.
Oh, I think I mean for pace, there's not many guys faster than Alfonso Davies in the world right now. Mbappe, that's pretty much it. Like I think he has the edge on almost anyone else in the world for pace besides Mbappe.
Yeah,
And like
it's
strength, you
true.
saw his transformation once he got to
Yeah.
Bayern.
But
That guy's
anyone
a
who goes to
physical
Bayern just
beast right
gets
now. He's strong,
massive.
and him attacking is a huge threat too. Like if
Yeah,
he's in form and playing, bro, you saw what he did. You saw what he did against Barca that the year they won the
yeah.
Champions League. He destroyed that left hand
There's
side.
times where he looked like the best player on the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
With with Lewandowski at his peak and all these guys. What time is it?
27.
27.
Okay.
We got like 10
Okay.
minutes. Yeah.
Let's do this shit mad quick. Real Madrid, Man City. I'm going Real. Man City, y'all
Shut
got too many
the
injuries right
hell
now.
up. What do you mean?
John Stones, Kyle Walker, are they
It's
going to be
fine.
available?
It's
John Stones is
fine.
back. He was on the bench
Yeah,
this
John
weekend.
Stone's been on the bench.
Man, y'all not ready for Real Madrid. Y'all not ready for Real
Stop,
Madrid, bro.
stop.
Don Carlos coming back with a vengeance. With a vengeance.
Are
Oh,
they
he's
going to be
gonna go
playing?
back home pretty sad.
That's the thing. Is Jude playing center forward or is Jude playing in the midfield?
Who
It don't
knows?
matter where Jude's
It
playing.
does.
He's
Because they're
gonna
gonna be
get the
going
job
home
done.
anyways.
Militao back.
Stop.
Rudiger, stop playing, dude. Like, nah, these
Dude,
guys.
it's gonna be a repeat of last year.
No, it's not. No,
Where's
it's
the
not.
first game?
Definitely
Is
not.
it in
The
Madrid?
first game's in the Bernabeu.
Oh, and if we come up with a
That's a
small win
big
there,
game
it's
for
over.
that's a big game for Madrid. They need a result at home.
They need to win. And they need to
I
win
think you
by
guys.
2
I think you
goals.
guys lose 2-0.
2-0.
You can think a lot of things.
I think you guys need. I think you guys lose 2-0.
No, it's gonna be like 70% possession for us. One like 1-0, 1-1 game, and then we just take it at home.
No, that's not. That's what happened last year. That's not happening.
Yeah, and it's gonna
this time.
happen exactly again,
No,
if not
no, I
worse.
don't believe it. Brahim Diaz.
Okay,
Okay, stop it.
relax.
I don't even think he starts.
He doesn't. Let's relax.
He's gonna come off the bench.
Phil
for it.
Foden's gonna get another hat trick this week.
No, he's not. No shot.
I
No
think he's
shot.
becoming you
No
guys'
shot.
most important player. Like I think you guys are preparing
Yeah.
for.
And I prefer him in the
KDB's
middle. You
departure.
saw
Yeah,
against Arsenal. Arsenal also had a very different game plan. They played defensive
When they
through
had
and
8 center
throughout.
backs
Yeah,
and
wait time
4 defensive
wasting.
midfielders.
They played their plan perfectly, and it they weren't playing to win. They were playing to steal the game.
but I think they're
regardless,
finally preparing for the post KDB era. Like I think they're just trying
yeah,
to like bring in Foden into where KDB plays and just have like a seamless
and he plays better there
transition.
than on the
I
wing.
mean, he's not
Yeah.
pacey. He's that guy. He's great
He's
on
still
the
got
ball.
decent pace on him.
Because he's young. Like I don't think he's not
Yeah.
someone that's gonna have pace
No,
when he's
no,
in his
exactly.
late 20s and his early 30s. Right, he's better with the ball at his feet because he can dribble past you and he has great dribbling
Yeah.
and great passing.
Yeah.
You saw from this weekend he
Fantastic
can shoot from
shots.
pretty much anywhere. Like
Yeah, he has the most goals outside the box this year
yeah, so it's like
Wow.
I think
in
they're
the Premier
starting
League.
to.
Wow.
They're starting. I mean, KDB's not getting any younger. He's what 33. Like
Yeah,
so, it's like you got to
keep
prepare
him
at
for
one
the
point.
big games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta and like Foden's pretty much what arguably gonna win Player of the Season this year. If Man City wins the league, is he Player of the Season? Like
Possible. It depends.
yeah.
Diaz has.
I think
the greatest this year. Like he's been up and down.
honestly,
I
I
mean-
think Saliba has an argument.
Yeah, but it's all predicated on who wins the league. I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
it changes if Arsenal win.
If
Liverpool win.
Van Dijk, if Liverpool
Yeah.
wins, Van Dijk will probably win it.
Exactly. So it's like,
Mm,
I mean, because Salah has been he's been unfit a lot. He's been injured quite a bit. Maybe Darwin.
Yeah, Van Dijk-
I personally think if
Darwin
Liverpool
Núñez has
wins,
been fantastic this season.
I think Diaz also has a shot on Liverpool. I think he's
No
been playing
chance.
amazing this
No
year.
chance.
You say
Yeah, but for a
if
forward,
you're
I
an
don't think the
attacker, you can't
production's
pick
there
anyone but
enough.
Darwin, right? He has double-digit goals and assists type thing. Like
Yeah, I just
It's
find
just-
Diaz pulls through on
Yeah.
when that he's a big game player right now.
No, for sure, and he brings energy. But the problem is that as a forward, you need to have the numbers to some extent, and
Yeah.
you don't have the numbers.
yeah.
I actually
But
don't know what his
Um,
numbers were this year.
But I think if Man City wins, like if they come back and win the league, I think it's Phil Foden's award. 'Cause he's been
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
you would want to say Rodri, but again, CDMs have a trouble trying to win that award.
Yeah, but I also would have no issue with that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
obviously,
I mean,
but, like,
either.
it's just tough. Like you'll see like a center back because he's the heart of defense, and then you see like midfielders or attackers because they push the.
It also depends how the final games go, right?
Yeah,
Like it
for
could
sure.
be down the wire
Yeah.
and Roger gets you a winner, and that just gives it to him. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But I think the way he's been playing this year,
Yeah.
I think it might be Phil Foden's award to lose.
it's tough.
That was good this year.
What time is it?
31.
31.
I don't think I'm gonna have time to do the Saka
No,
Foden thing.
We could
But-
put it as a question and then a topic for next one.
Okay, I'm not against that. Unless you guys want to just talk about it, and I'll do the sign off.
Yeah,
It's up to you, though.
I don't know.
No, we could just put it as a question. Be like, this is a question we're putting you, and this is also going to be a topic that we're for sure talking about next one. Let
Okay,
us
so-
know, and we'll also expand on it.
All right. So, one of the last orders of business. Speaking since we were just talking about Phil Foden, actually,
Yeah.
Phil Foden or Bukayo Saka, who you guys taking on your roster today, going forward So when I say today, you're taking the player today,
As
but
they
it's
are.
for going forward. Just to
Yeah.
clarify, because some people might get
Yeah.
lost in translation.
Yeah.
But going forward for the rest for your club for whatever, who are you taking? I think it's an interesting question.
It is. It's tough.
I think I would like to see. I'm not gonna go too in detail. You know what? I'm actually not gonna go in any detail because we're gonna save this for next week. We'll go into more details. Will be a topic of discussion, and we'll probably have some Champions League games to go off of, which can definitely
We'll see
Yeah,
who
help
shows up in
someone's
the big
argument
moments.
one way.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you comment what you guys feel about it, who you would rather have on your team, why you would rather have that person on your team.
I
We
already
want to
know
hear
what
the
comments are gonna
feedback.
be.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure.
I know one person who's
Definitely.
going to be commenting on this.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out Mangano. Shout out Mangano. Love him. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think. This is episode 8 of Unmatched. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back next week. Peace.